Solid.
Yeah. I will. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and my dear guests. I am Somil, and I will be the essay for today. So, for the guests who are joining here for the first time, let me tell you what essay does. So, essay means sergeant at arms, which means I will be opening the meeting, I will be setting up the ground rules, I will be explaining you what Toastmasters does and how we all get together to work on our communication skills. So before that, I will just tell you a brief about Toastmasters. So Toastmasters was founded in 1924 by Ralph C. Smedley, and it's a non-profitable organization where it helps people building their confidence and communication skills. Bright Hearts was established on 29th of September 2024 by our Toastmaster Arundhati and Akshay. And we have been coming here and working on our communication skills and getting better and being a better leaders. There are a couple of ground rules before we establish the meeting, which are very important. I understand we are on a Zoom call, so everyone is in their very cozy space right now. Uh, but still, there are a couple of ground rules that we have to follow. Because this is an online meeting, so please make sure that your microphone is off. Second, a most important rule is that please turn on your cameras so that our lovely speakers can watch your smiley faces. Um, as Toastmasters, we advise you to talk about sex, religion, politics in a careful manner. So, because these are sensitive topics, do not leave the meeting or try to join while a speaker is speaking. Uh, every time a speaker finishes, just gives a thumbs up or a clapping emoji, right? And washrooms obviously are at your home. So whenever you want, you can just pause turn off the video and use the washrooms. Again, refreshments will be served at your home. And yeah, so now it's time to introduce our presiding officer for today, that who's Mani Kumar. He's a postgraduate from BITS Pilani. His hobbies are playing table tennis, swimming, and reading books. He has performed multiple XCOM roles like essay, secretary, vice president, and VBPR. He has won multiple educational awards. He is an interclub table topic contest winner and a triple crown winner. He's a path breaker of presentation mastery and a current area director of I03. Please help me welcome our president Manik Kumar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Somil, for that warm welcome and introduction. Can I see if I am loud and clear to everyone? Can I see or hear any acknowledgement? Wow, wow, wow. So nice to see each and every one of you on this virtual stage with your bright faces on this Sunday evening. Today, we are here, and I'm so happy to have all of you in this particular meeting with our bright hearts background, virtual background, and happy and smiling faces. As we have few of the guests in the meeting for the benefit of each and everyone to help to understand what is Bright Hearts Toastmasters. To put it forward, like Bright Hearts Toastmasters, which was founded in the year September 2024 and successfully bagged all the eligible awards from our Toastmasters International and District 121, out of which one prestigious award which we bagged is the President Distinguished Club recognition in our first year. To help everyone to understand what is President Distinguished Award, it is a measurement factor to let everyone know how club is performing across the Toastmasters through the educational programs, the meeting conduct, the members' presence, as well as how administration things are happening. That is what says that club is doing a healthy and a prosperous way. And a good news to all of you that this program year, that is July 2025 to June 2026, our pathway is all set to get eligible even more than President Distinguished, that is Medley Distinguished Recognition. It's a great achievement, and many congratulations to all the bright hearts for making that pathway clear. Yes, a big clap from everyone. Yes. So moving forward to the next segment, I see some of the guests in the chat list. May I request any of the guests to come on stage and share your name and how you got to know about Bright Hearts. I see a name, Mr. Sujit. May I request you to come on stage if possible?
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Sujit. I've been to almost six sessions now, six meetings so far, in progress to become a member with our Bright Hearts Club. So, yeah, thank you.
That's so great to hear. Nice to hear from you, Sujit. Yes, we do remember you, your lovely face and your lovely presence in our meetings. So glad to have you in today's meeting. As we move forward for this particular meeting, I would like to declare this meeting number 73 as open. Today, we are all here from the lot of journeys in past we would have started with, either from the scratch in the technical world, if you have to say, or in a binary world, a simple zero. When I think about today's particular theme of 0 to 1, it always comes in my mind about the binary numbers any computer language that understands. For simplicity, it's about zeros and ones, what a computer understands. That's what made my journey in my embedded programming world and learning and playing with all these zeros and ones each and every day. That's what's come to my mind when I think about today's theme. And definitely there are many analogies putting it forward. Before I become a spoiler of that, I would love to hear and take this meeting forward through our Toastmaster of the day, a very proactive member, a very energetic member who always comes on stage and spread all her lovely smiles and ensure that she comes on stage, delivers her best each and every meeting. It is none other than Toastmaster Junmin. Toastmaster Junmin, over to you this virtual stage.
Thank you, Mani. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster, dear friends and guests. As a Toastmaster of the day, I'll be hosting the meeting today and guiding you through the different segments for the smooth flow of the meeting. Before we begin, let me introduce today's theme, 0 to 1. Every achievement in life begins with a small step, whether it's learning a new skill or starting a new hobby, or even standing in the Toastmaster stage for the very first time. It all begins with moving from 0 to 1. Let me share one small story of my life connecting to this theme. Like many of you, I love to go on vacations with my family and friend, and my go-to place is Goa. Beach, and you can feel the rest, right? For me, it's only beach. There are many times I've visited Goa 2 to 3 times a year. I just love the sound of the waves, the endless sight of the sea, the waves touching the feet gently. It's so serene. And this blissful moment doesn't long last. As my friends start laughing and playing in the waves, I go to join them and they drag me further inside the wave. The fear starts creeping into my mind. What if the waves pull me in? What if I drown? Oh God, I don't know swimming. All these negative thoughts start to settle in, and I start feeling weak in my knees. And suddenly, in a knee deep water, I get scared. That's when you call chullu var pani mein dubna. As soon as a strong wave knocks me off balance, I fall down in water and panic start to set in. I grab hold of anyone like a catalyst and praying for someone to pull me out. The fear completely takes over me, but that didn't stop me from planning my next vacation to Goa. I start convincing my friends, let's plan for the next visit. Then someone blurred out, what's the point? You don't even come to water. Then I quickly resort into giving excuses. Oh, I like the Goa vibe. I just like to sit in the shore and relax. But that one question start bothering me. I just can't put it off. And that's when I decided, though I'm an aquaphobic, I will learn swimming. So after my vacation, as I returned home, I got some reference of a very renowned athlete who has won various medals in swimming, kickboxing, tennis, painting, modeling, race across America. You name it, he has won it. I was really inspired by his personality, his achievements. So I decided to coach with him. With our first meeting, I asked him, I'm really fascinated with your diversified profile. So can you tell me how you acquire all the skill and how you decide which one to pick? To this, he told, well, I never thought in that way. Whatever interesting comes on my way, I just pick it up and start practicing. I stay committed until I learn it perfectly. It just happens. The rest just happens. And he told, don't worry, I'll make you a pro swimmer. You won't be able to swim just in pools, but also in river and oceans. I said, my God. I told Sam, that will be a dream to swimming in an ocean, but my expectations are very low. Let's say I should not get drowned. If I learn swimming on the way, that's a plus. Then he told, okay, don't worry. Let's make a start. All I want is your 100% commitment for the next few months. So I dedicatedly showed up for the next 5 to 6 months, even though in cold winters, heavy rain, seeing my coach is so dedicated. So I stay dedicated. But the thing was that though I was learning swimming, my learning was limited due to my strength and flexibility because I was heaviest of my weight. I was like 80 plus, given a birth to my baby like a year back. So, but still that not motivated me enough to go to this gym. I resorted to the lazy way of dieting. So this coach used to take pre-workout session to improve our swimming. But still, I find it conveniently skipped it. I said, gym is just not for me. I hate it. It's so monotonous. So he suggested me, why don't you join our kickboxing class? I was like, what? Do you see your students? They are like school kids. How even at my age can even think about it? Martial art is something I can't pick at that age. So he just gave a thought and said, after class, Jermaine, can you meet me? Let's have a talk. I don't like this thing because my manager says that let's have one-on-one. So I said, okay, fine. What's the harm for speaking for 15 minutes? Then I entered the gym and I saw him training a teenager along with a lady who was much heavier than me. She will be clearly like 90, if not 100. I saw her delivering punches after punch, kick after kick, and I was like awestruck. I was like, with my open mouth, I was like staring at them. Then Sam saw me in the entrance and shouted at me, Jurmin, come here. And he quickly introduced, these are my students. And just he held his hand high and just say, hit me. And without thinking, I just delivered the first punch. And the next thing I know, I was doing 2 hours of rigorous training of kickboxing. So after the training, I can feel, I just love every minute of it, the adrenal rush, the pounding heart, the intense energy throughout the session. So end of the session, he told me, there's nothing called a perfect time, weight, or age. It's the skill that you acquire. All you need is to learn the correct technique. You just have to make a start and rest will just follow. So very soon I was dedicated for the next 2 years. And before I know, I was learning advanced swimming and kickboxing. So you see, there may be the journey in your career, or it may be a hobby that you learn here in Toastmasters. It will all start with this first step, maybe coming first time in the Toastmaster stage or here in Zoom. And today in this meeting, many of our speakers are also here taking the stage for the first time, or maybe it's trying a new speech, new style, stepping into a new role, or just simply speaking up. So just like every journey begins with a single step from 0 to 1, our meeting today will unfold into 3 meaningful segments. Each segment progresses, growth, and the courage to begin. First, we begin with the prepared speech, the first confident step from 0 to 1. Here, our speaker will transform their ideas into powerful messages, moving through a simple thought to a well-crafted speech. Next will be the evaluation segment, a moment of learning. Through constructive feedbacks, our evaluator helps speaker to grow from where they are today towards the next step in their journey to improvement. And finally, we'll have the table topic, our impromptu segment. This is where the participant take the spontaneous leap from 0 to 1, turning an unexpected question throughout a thoughtful response. So, throughout this meeting, you will witness many journeys from 0 to 1, and each speaker take a step forward in confidence, communication, and leadership. Now, to make sure that we stay on time, on track, I would like to call our general evaluator. When I asked her, what is your 0 to 1 moment, to that her response was learning to make kites with her father. That was a memorable thing that she learned from her dad. But we know she is the queen of bright heart, who has inspired us all through her many achievements and accomplishments, more than I can even count. So friends, please put your hand together to welcome our general evaluator of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Arundhati Basu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jurmin, for that very warm introduction. Good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I will be your general evaluator for today's meeting, and as the general evaluator, it is my responsibility to commend you for all your hero moments in today's meeting and probably share a few recommendations to turn your not so zero moments into real big binary numbers. I feel like everyone showing up today for this virtual meeting, taking the plunge and going ahead and doing their roles already makes all of us in this meeting a hero in our own space. Never easy to turn up on a Sunday evening for an online meeting and focus and deliver our roles. So thank you very much. As you can imagine, the responsibility of observing the entire meeting and providing feedback is a mammoth task, and hence I am supported by a very able team of TAG S role players. Here, TAG S stands for Timer, Our Counter, Grammarian, and a special role player. So I will now introduce my team, who will then go ahead and explain their responsibilities in today's meeting. So today, for the role of timer, we have this individual who for me has become an absolute hero because she came in as a guest, absolutely enjoyed being with Bright Hearts, sealed her space in our family, and then became a member. And ever she's become a member, she's absolutely killing it in roles she plays. So give it up for the timer for today, Toastmaster Pragya.
Thank you so much, Arundhati. Good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. Today's theme is 0 to 1, and I connected with something when we turn our ideas into reality. In Toastmaster, also, all the speakers who come on stage, they start their journey at 0, and when they start delivering their message, they goes towards 1. So, as the timer of the day, my responsibility is to keep track the time for all the table topic speakers, for the formal speeches, and also for the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left by using green, yellow, and red cards. I will change my background with green, yellow, and red cards according to the timings given to the speakers. So for the table topic rounds, we have 2 minutes limit, and at 1 minute I'll raise green card. At 1 minute 30 second, I'll raise yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise red card. For formal speeches, the time limit is around 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll raise green card. At 5 minutes and at 4 minutes, I'll raise green card because okay, there are two kind of speeches. If there is any icebreaker speech, then the time limit would be 4 to 6 minutes. But as today's agenda, we are not having any ice breaking speech, so we will skip this part. we'll directly go on the second part, that is the formal speech section. The speakers are going to take 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll raise green card. At 6 minutes, I'll raise yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll raise red card. We also have one speech by Sayoj, successful club series speech. And for that, the time limit is around 10 to 15 minutes. At 10 minutes, I'll raise green card. At 12.5 minutes, I'll raise yellow card. And at 15 minutes, I'll raise red card. And for all the speakers who are coming on stage, there is 30-second grace time. So I'll present my report at the end of the speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pragya, for clearly articulating the timing guidelines for today's meeting. For all the participants in today's meeting, since it's a virtual meeting, before you start with your speech or with your role, please pin the timer so that it's convenient for you to see the timing backgrounds as the timer changes them. Thank you, Toastmaster Pragya. Next role player is this individual who became a hero for all of us the first time he came on stage and had a demonstration of his unique swag and humor style. Somebody's humor that we all adore. Please give it up for our counter for today, Toastmaster Akash.
Thank you, Arundhati, for the introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Hope you all can hear me. Okay. Yeah. Let me ask a quick question to everyone. What comes between 0 and 1?
Lot of points.
0.5.
0.1 to 0.99.
Yeah. But I see, yeah. But I see few, when I asked this question, some of you responded with, and has. So technically in mathematics, there is nothing between 0 and 1. But in speeches, we often add extra sound in between. Sometimes speeches travel from 0 to before reaching 1. And that's exactly what I'll be listening for today. As a counter, my role is to track CRPF signals in every speech, where C stands for crutch words like actually, basically. Sometimes speakers want to sound very confident, so they start a sentence with actually. And sometimes speaker over-explains something in 5 sentences, then say, basically, I'm trying to say is, and at that time, all the audience thinks are finally the actual point. And R stands for repetitives. Repetitives are words or phrases repeated again and again, like I, or you know. Sometimes speaker assume the audience already understands everything, so they say, you know. But the truth is, sometimes we actually don't know. And P stands for pauses. Pauses are for the moment when a speaker stops thinking about the next idea. Sometimes the pauses become so long that the audience starts thinking, wow, this speech suddenly turned into a suspense movie. And coming to F, F stands for filler words, like hers and hums, that appear when the brain is buffering. Pretend to think like, that's basically the loading screen of the speech. So throughout today's meeting, I'll be carefully listening for the CRPF signals and will share my observation at the end. And hopefully today we'll move from 0 filler words to 1 clear message. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Akash, for explaining your role. I have to be so mindful of never telling you you know. Let me assume you don't know yet. Next up, we have this individual who became a hero for us when he came into the club, spoke for the first time, grew as a member, and showed his diligence through several roles that he's played so far. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our grammarian for this evening, Toastmaster Badri Narayan.
Thanks, Arundhati. Hope my voice is clear. Yeah. Today's theme is 0 to 1. The powerful movement when an ideas move from nothing to something. Every innovation, every journey, and every success story begins with that very first step. Let me share a small thought around it. Imagine an idea sitting quietly in someone's mind for days, for weeks, or maybe even years. Nothing happens. Then suddenly one small action will be there. It might be a conversation or a decision or a moment of courage that will change everything. Suddenly, that idea begins to grow. That moment is what we call a catalyst. As a grammarian for today's meeting, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and observe their language usage. I will listen for effective word choices, notable phrases, and any outstanding expressions that the speakers are giving. I'll also notice the areas where language can be improved. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day today. Today, the word of the day is catalyst. The meaning of catalyst is something that triggers or accelerates change. To give you an example, joining Toastmasters became the catalyst for improving my confidence and communication skills. With this, I encourage all the speakers today to try incorporating the word catalyst in their speeches as we explore how small beginnings can lead to a meaningful change. I will present my grammarian's report later in the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. And I have a last thing to share. Whenever you heard of a word of the day catalyst, please give a thumbs up. That will encourage us to do more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Badri, for explaining your role and being the catalyst, shall we say, to improve our language usage. Now, okay, some thumbs up are slowly coming because you're all getting used to the virtual mode, but I'm sure we'd be better as the meeting progresses. Our last role player of this evening is an individual who's a hero for us because of all the fun, the laughter, and the absolute positive energy he brings onto the stage every single meeting. Please give it up for our listener for this evening, Toastmaster Elango.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guest. As the listener of the day, I will be closely listen to every speech speaker said today in the meeting. My goal is to ensure we all are active participants.
Your voice dropped.
Is it my voice is audible?
It's very feeble, Elango.
Oh, okay. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, if you can be a little loud, that should do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start from beginning. It's fine.
Yes, please.
Okay. Hope I'm audible now.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator, for confirming that. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guest. As the listener of the day, I will be listening closely to everything said during this meeting. My goal is to ensure we are all practicing active listening, not just waiting for our turn to speak. At the end of the meeting, I will test your listening skill with few questions based on speakers and maybe few jokes too. So please keep your ears open. Back to General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Elango, for explaining the role of a listener. Well, as the general evaluator, I am surely listening to everything, but would encourage everybody else to do the same. And Elango, I can't help but mention I did miss the cheering for your name in particular when we meet in person, but we will cover up for that in coming meetings. That was the tag team. The entire Tag S team and myself would be returning back towards the end of the meeting to present our observation on the overall proceeding. Wishing all the role players and the speakers all the very best. And back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jurman.
Thank you, Arundhati. Hello again. Before we move to our prepared speech segment, a quick quiz. This is a 0 to 1 moment of a young boy with a bat becoming a global cricket legend. At the age of 16, with a passion for cricket, he spent hours practicing on the street and in a small playground in Mumbai. He got a chance to play for the Indian cricket team. Many people thought he was too young to face the world's fastest bowler, but he showed the courage and determination. Over the years, he became one of the legends of the cricket in history. Can anyone guess who is it? Can I hear the guesses? Come on, boys, you will know. I know there are many cricket lovers.
Sachin, we girls also know.
Okay. Sorry, I was biased here then.
And jersey number is also 10.
Okay. I have watched cricket till Sachin was playing, then I stopped. So I'm a great fan. Yes, it is Sachin Tendulkar. Thank you. And moving to the speech segment, I would like to call the first evaluator to brief on the project and objective of her target speaker. When I asked her 0 to 1 moment, her response was it was when she was in Japan 5 years back. She didn't know anything about the Japanese language, but with her perseverance and commitment to learn a new language, she not only speaks fluent Japanese, but also read and write Japanese language. Please welcome our first evaluator of the day, Manjarika.
Thank you, Jurman, for the very kind introduction. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, my target speaker Pranav will be attending his Level 1 Project 3 of his Pathway Presentation Mastery. The purpose of this project is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance a speech. Timer, please note that the duration of this speech is from 5 to 7 minutes. And with that, I wish all the best to my target speaker. Over to Team Good.
Thank you, Manjarika. And now I would like to call the first speaker of the day. And his 0 to 1 moment in life was learning swimming during COVID, which he started literally with zero confidence in the pool and joined the local classes, and it became a regular habit, and he continued swimming till date. So can I please have the first speaker of the day, Pranav? Pranav, hi Pranav.
Hey everyone able to hear me?
Yes, you're audible. Can I have a confirmation you have pinged the timer?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So, Pranav, confession of a color criminal. Confession of a color criminal, Pranav. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. How many of us woken up on the holy morning full of desires, full of color, and full of energy to rock the day? And by the end of the day, we come back home like a modern art installation. On the show of hands, that is holy. And my dear friends, today I would like to walk you through and take you through my confessions while celebrating Holi. From the day I was a kid, to a teenager, and to a grown-up college kid. I was about 8 years old and was fully prepared for celebrating Holi with my spray pichkari. Remember the cockroach repellent at home? You press at the top and the pinkness comes out. Very vibrant, very elegant, but very useless. And let me confess, I was playing Holi not with the desire of lovingly color people, but my catalyst was to see that reaction, that startling reaction, that shock when you throw color at someone. So there I was on the holy day in front of my house gate with my arm, surveying my battlefield like a general and neutralizing my targets, which is when a gentleman came on his bike, broom, broom, and he stopped his bike in front of me. And he appeared almost like a giant. I was literally scared. But then he calmly said, ha ha ha, beta, can you please put more colors here, here, and here? I like your fragrance. Wait, did someone just mock me and mock my ammunition that I actually bought for the day? Papa, I am a grown-up kid now, and I need a bigger pitchkari. And that's when my spray pitchkari retired with full honors. And I got upgraded to a pump pitchkari. Bigger accuracy, better volume, and better targets. And let me be clear, as the time passed, not only did I upgrade on my ambitions, on my weapons, but also on my ambitions. So when I was a 15-year-old kid, I transformed from weapons to strategy. I prepared a bucket full of water and color, like a deep blue color, not like light blue, but a midnight blue. I positioned it, all coordinates calculated. My all three friends arrived on their bike with big smiles, white shirts, fully unarmed. And as soon as they were stopped and about to get off from their bike, I put that mug and threw like a well-studied projectile motion. Very democratic, very fair. But physics had some other plans. The friend sitting in the middle almost received 100% of the color. His eyes, his shirt, and his hairs fully blue. And his reaction was louder than a scream. Really, Pranav? I took a bucket of clear water and poured on him like I was dozing off a fire, which literally speaking I was. But then, after that, I realized that some stains don't just wash off clothes, they wash off friendships. Now, I came to college and I thought I had seen everything. But my friend said, Pranav, this year we are playing mud and gobar holi. Gobar? Cow dung? What is gobar holi? No explanation. The other moment, all my hands tied and I was on a mud pit. My t-shirt, my dignity, everything lost. But there was a difference. Nobody played that mud holi to humiliate me, but people pulled me in because they wanted me to celebrate with themselves the festival of love, the festival of color. And that is when I realized that all through these years, I was not celebrating Holi. I was celebrating hooliganism. And I thought I was chasing a wrong reaction, which is to startle people. The best moments of Holi were never when I throwed color at someone to shock them, but were when everyone laughed together. And that day on that mud pit, even I don't recollect how louder did I laugh, perhaps louder than I had ever in my life. So friends, in our day-to-day life, we get excitements by winning that petty ego battles and making people feel smaller? Or do we get excitements by bringing people into our story and feeling them and making them feel safe, acknowledged? Question is for you. So the lesson from this overall thing is that the color that stays the longest is not the color that one you throw at someone to shock, but the color that you share to celebrate. Spread love, spread color. And for the love of everything, don't ever play holy with a spray pitchkari. Thank you. Over to the Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Pranav. Your story has definitely bring back memories of the colorful festival I played as a child and wish I was this sensitive. Thank you for the wonderful delivery of the speech. And moving on to our 0 to 1 moment, here is another quiz for all of you. So this story is about someone who turned a simple idea on a train into a global library phenomenon. She often wrote her story ideas in cafe while her baby slept beside her. She was a struggling single mother living on common support. Many publishers rejected her manuscript, but she continued believing in her story about a young wizard. Finally, she published and became a worldwide sensation. So can you guess the famous writer? Can I hear some answers?
J.K. Rowling.
J.K.
J.K.
Rowling.
Yes, it is J.K. Rowling and her famous book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Okay, so moving into the prepared speech segment, before I call our next evaluator to brief on the project and objective of her target speaker, when I asked about her 0 to 1 moment, it was when she stepped into motherhood. Suddenly, cleaning baby bumps was more important than eating food. Staying up late night, not for parties and exam, but for the little one who decides the sleep cycle. Now it became the simple way and the rule of the house and according to the baby. So please welcome our evaluator, Pooja.
Am I audible? Good evening, everybody, Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, my target speaker is attempting his Level 1 Project 4 from the Dynamic Leadership Pathway. The purpose of his speech is to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Timer, please note, the duration of the speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. With that, I wish my target speaker all the best.
Thank you, Pooja. And before I call the second speaker of the day, I would like to share his 0 to 1 moment. It was when he was in college volleyball team. He was just an extra. But when the coach brought him into play, he just turned the game head on with his services and smashes. He just turned the game into a winning spirit. So please welcome our next speaker, Abhik Agarwal. Abhik, can you please confirm you have pinged the timer?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So shall I start?
Okay. Abhik Agarwal. Patience pay. Abhik Agarwal. Over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Let me today start with a question. What do you think is the biggest financial mistake people do? Is it investing in a wrong stock or predicting the moves of stock market wrong? Or is it buying an expensive car? Surprisingly, none of these. The mistake is very simple. People just do not know what to do with their money. In our school, they teach us geometry, they teach us chemistry, trigonometry, physics, and whatnot, but they do not teach us how to manage our money, while each and every one of us deal with money on a daily basis. That's why you see that even the most educated people fail financially. When people talk about personal finance, we think of spreadsheets, we think of complex formula, we think of stock market, But to be honest, it is nothing of that. It is very simple. You have to just follow some principles and build some habits. So today, I'm going to share such 3 principles and habits with you through my speech, and we'll try to bring some better understanding of personal finance. So first one of that is pay yourself first. Most of us, what we do, that when our salary comes, we pay rents, we pay bills, we renew our subscription, buy expensive clothes, shoes, buy wine, buy expensive wines, go to some prime time restaurants. But friends, before doing all this, we have to set aside some amount for saving and investment. Even a 10 to 15% of amount saved before spending will develop a very good future and wealth for you. So the first thing is you save first and then spend. The second important thing is understand the impact of time. Most of us think that the investment is for intelligent people or it needs intelligence, but actually it does not. Money has a magic of compounding. You invest something, you get some return, and then that return further gets some return for you. So compounding is the magic through which you can build the wealth. But compounding has one condition, that you have to be patient. No trading, but just be patient, start investing, keep a longer horizon, and you will slowly and steadily you'll see that your wealth will grow. Just to give you a simple example, say if you spend 50,000 rupees per year at 10% per annum for 20 years, your money will grow to 30 lakhs. But same 50,000 at the same rate, 10% per annum, if you invest for 30 years, your money will go to 90 lakhs. So 3 times with an increase of 10 years in tenure. That's the magic of compounding. And the third important thing I want to share with you is you have to build a safety net. A safety net, life is very unpredictable, friends. And most of our big expenses come when they are least expected. So we have to build 2 very important safety nets to save us for such things. First is you have to build a buffer. So calculate what are your expenses for a month. And for the next 6 months, you should have enough cash, that is enough buffer, that you can survive for these 6 months without your regular income. You can keep that fund as a fixed deposit in a bank. So in any unforeseen situation where unfortunately if you lose your job or if there is any major expense which you were not expecting, you can actually rely on this buffer and you can use it. This gives you a peace of mind that you are covered for any unforeseen situation. Second most important thing is life insurance. And when I say life insurance, mind it, I'm talking about term life insurance plans offered by all the insurance companies and not just any other insurance plan. So what is a term life insurance plan? That you pay yearly a certain amount to an insurance company, and at the end of and in case of any unforeseen event and death of the policy holder, the insurance company gives a lump sum amount to the survivor. So to give you an example, if somebody is 35 years old and he pays 20,000 per year to the insurance company for a term insurance plan, then in case of early death of that person, the family will get 1 crore. And these are real numbers, mind you. So though the person's death would be an emotional loss to the family, but definitely it would not be a financial loss to them. And why I say that it is very important to buy only term insurance plan, because most of the other insurance plan are mostly a gimmick and a trap. I can share my screen and show this with one of the examples. I'm hoping you can see my screen. So this is one of the plans which is there available with one of the major insurance companies of India. What this plan says, that if you are 35 years old and you buy an insurance policy with 5 lakh rupees, then this insurance company will pay you 50,000 rupees per annum from the age of 42 till the age of 60. And at the age of 60, the company will pay you another 7 lakh rupees. So overall, you invest 5 lakh at the age of 35. And by the time you turn 60, you will get 16.5 lakhs. Your 5 lakh will become 16.5 lakh. Sounds interesting. But I just asked a simple question to ChatGPT that if I invest 5 lakh rupees at 10% per annum at the age of 35, how much will it become by the age of 60? And you see, what did ChatGPT reply to me? That amount will become 59.6 lakhs. So what I was getting here was 16.5, while the actual money I'll get is 59.6 lakhs. So that's why, friends, I told that it's better to invest, to purchase only a term insurance plan and do not go for any other insurance plans. So in the end, I would say personal finance is not really about money. It is about freedom. Freedom to make choices, freedom to support the people you care about, and freedom to face life's uncertainties without fear. So spend thoughtfully, save consistently, and invest patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, Avik, for sharing the importance of finance and how to manage and its compounding effect. I have to confess, though I am a finance manager, I'm very terrible in managing my finance, and I for sure will take your advice before buying next insurance. Thank you. And coming to our team 0 to 1 movement, here's another quiz for you all. This is a person from a small trader to building a business empire. His journey started with a very limited resources. He once worked as a clerk at a petrol station in Yamin. With small saving and big ambition, he returned to India and became a small trading business. Over time, he grew a small venture and became one of the largest company in India. Can you guess who this person is? Industrialist?
Dhirubhai Ambani.
Yes, right. That's a good guess. So before I move to the final speaker of the day, who will going to deliver the successful club series speech, let me tell you his 0 to 1 moment. It was when he sang in public for the first time in Sapare Sangeet Toastmaster meeting. The best thing is that everyone in Toastmaster encouraged him, but the downside was it discouraged him to sing again. But I would like to disagree with that because hearing you is always a pleasure. So we'd like to welcome the next speaker, Sayus. Hi, Sayus. Can you confirm you have pinged the timer?
Just 1 second. Where did the timer go? She was here.
Pragya's.
Yes. Yes, done.
Speech title, Pathway. Sayus, Pathway, Pathways, Sayus. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster German. Let me know once you can see my screen. Okay. So, second, there's so many things hidden here. Okay. So, unmute yourself and let me know why did you guys join Toastmasters?
Becoming a good public speaker.
Okay.
Unmute
Leadership.
and speak like this.
Okay.
Work on the communication skills.
Okay.
Be more
To remove
confident.
stage fear.
Overcoming the fear of public
Get
speaking.
over stage.
Okay. So the common theme that you have is that I've heard is public speaking, communication skills, the leadership skills also there. And that is great. That is exactly what Toastmaster provides. But it doesn't just provide giving you a stage and do whatever you want, right? There's a specific curriculum that is followed, and that becomes the core of Toastmasters. and that's called pathways. And pathways is something which is a catalyst for your growth and to reach the goals that you have set for yourself. So today's session is talking about the pathways and going deeper into what the pathways are and the different levels and projects. So I would request if you have questions, come in between, put it on the chat, and I can take up once I go through the slides, and post that also. If you have further questions, you can ask me that. Okay, so going on to the pathways. So what are pathways? So in order to strengthen your communication, your leadership skills, pathway is one way to do that. Why? And you're not doing it alone. You are in a journey with all others in order to get to that level. There's 6 specialized paths, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. And the best thing about this is you can learn at your own pace, right? And it has an online content. You gain real world experiences, and that what you learn here can transfer it into your work, in your professional life. I've seen that myself. Whatever I've learned here, I try to incorporate that in my professional life. And I'm sure most of you also see that. Now, going into a little bit more about the paths that the pathway has. So most of you said you wanted to be a public speaker, you want to improve communication, but just having that doesn't lead you to the goal, right? You need a specific path. You need to identify what do you want to do. Do you want to be a great leader? Do you want to make a great presentation? Do you want to inspire others? So what Toastmaster has done is they've identified 6 paths that would help you reach the goals that you have. So the paths that you have is dynamic leadership, which helps you build confidence in leading a change. Engaging humor, you want to be a funny guy? This is the one. Motivational strategy, this is inspiring others to achieve the goal that you have. Persuasive influence, the ability to sway decisions. Then presentation mastery is about making better presentation and more polished presentation. And visionary communication is building that future vision and inspiring others to follow that. So Toastmaster has this 6, and this is one of you have to choose one of these paths in order to get to the goal that you have set yourself. Now let me go a little bit more about the paths and levels in project. So you have paths. So each path has levels in it. So they're level 1 to 5, and the complexity increases as the level goes, and also you learn more about the path that you have taken. So for example, level 1 is common for all the paths. It's basically an icebreaker where you just come on stage, just feel the stage, get a little bit of your stage fright away. And then it has evaluation. You do research, you learn the skills of voice modulation and gestures. Level 2 is basically learning your style. What exactly is your style? Third is, now you go a little bit more complex. You get a little bit more inside the path where you increase your knowledge. 4 and 5 is where you build your skill and then demonstrate the expertise on it. Now, each of these has projects within it. So every path, you need to do certain things. You need to take roles, and there are very specific roles to take before you complete each of the level. And that's one of the very important thing within Toastmaster. And to make every meeting successful, you need to try taking not just the role that is applicable for your level, but also try to take more so that when you go to your next level, you're more confident in doing that role. And then there is speeches that you need to do with every level. And as you come to level 3, there are electives, which are basically specific skills that you can develop using these speeches. Then there are 2 additions that is added to level 4 and level 5, which are the Better Speaker series and the Club Success series. And it's not Club, but it's Club Success series. And from this year onwards, Toastmaster has been very specific in terms of the roles that you need to take. Because one thing that you understand is that roles is not just you do a counter role or you do a grammarian role and done with it. It teaches you skills that you actually apply to each of the path that you're, each of the level and the path that you're in, and helps you make a better, helps you deliver the better speeches. So it's very, very important that everyone chooses the roles week after week and deliver on the roles. And my personal thing is experiment on the roles that you are, so that you could then take those learnings into your speeches. Now, for level 1, right, that's the basic simple level that you have on Toastmasters. The first most important thing, and this is one of the levels where there's very specific in terms of what role you need to take before you take the speeches. So you need to first participate as a table topic speaker. And this has to be done before your icebreaker project. And the reason for that is that you need to have a little bit of stage awareness before you actually do the icebreaker project. So being a table topic speaker is a great way to do that. So you need to do a table topic speaker. You need to be a table topic speaker. Then you give your icebreaker project. This next project is writing a speech with a purpose, which basically is having a heading, body, and a conclusion. The third is the vocal variety and body language project, which, if you have observed carefully, that was Pranav's project that he did today. So that is the third project in level 1. And then the last project is the evaluation and the feedback, where you give a speech and then you get the evaluation on it and apply those feedback into your next speech. By doing that, you understand the concepts of evaluation. How do you get the feedback into your speech? And then you can use that to serve as an evaluator evaluator for other speeches. And then you need to do a timer or an AHA counter role before you can actually complete the level. And this is very important, that we do the roles than just complete the project, complete the speeches. Now, coming to level 2, you need to deliver the speeches. There are 4 speeches in this, 5 speeches in this level, and also take additional roles, which include grammarian. Then you need to evaluate other members' speech, be the table topic master for the club meeting, and then do the Toastmaster of the day, timer, or counter. So as you see, the complexity of the roles also slowly increases as the level goes, because you are now a little more confident on being on stage and understanding how a speech is done. You use whatever you learn from level 1 into the speeches that you have level 2, plus the roles that you have for level 2. Then in level 3, you have to complete the projects. Typically, it's around 2 or 3 projects, speeches that you need to complete. Then there are 2 electives that are given, a list of, I think, 9 electives. You have to choose at least 2 of these projects and give speeches on that. And then this is where the new things come up, where you have to deliver 1 presentation from a successful club series. And then you need to also serve as a Toastmaster of the day and the evaluator for a member speech. And here's where I would recommend since you're in level, since you've progressed to level 3, start giving evaluation for level 2 projects. Or if you have completed, say, 2 projects in level 2, start giving for the first project in level 3. And also do a table topic speaker or a topics master or introductory mentor to actually complete this level. Now, we talked about the club series. So successful club series. So this is a special speech that is being added from level 3 onwards. This is basically to support your club in holding quality meetings and also offering tips in terms of how do you attract and also maintain the members. So the presentation could be one of the things which is creating the best club climate, meeting roles and responsibility, keeping the commitment, and going beyond our club. Now, coming to level 4, now this is where you're getting your skills better. You complete the speeches that is specified in your path, then you complete one of the electives based on what goal that you are looking to achieve. Then you have to deliver one presentation from a successful club series or a better speaker series and also a better speaker series. Then you serve as a Toastmaster of the day, serve as a general evaluator of the club, serve as an evaluator for another member speech, and then do an additional role of Toastmaster, general evaluator, table topics speaker, table topic master, or a specialized role. Now, as you see, the roles also change from level 3 to level 4. Now you have to also serve as a general evaluator, not once, but if you choose, it will be multiple times that you can choose to be a general evaluator. Now, the successful club series. So this is on the speech that they have to give. So this speech are typically 10 to 15 minutes, like the one that I'm giving right now. And this is for making sure that the club has quality meetings. So the topics here is finding new members, closing the sale, how to be a distinguished club, and what I'm giving today, the Toastmaster education program. Also, along with that, you also have to give the better speaker series, which is a list of around 8 speeches that you have a choice to choose one among the 8 speeches, which basically range from beginning your speech, concluding your speech. How do you control your fear? How do you do impromptu speaking? How do you select a topic for your speech? How do you know your audience? How do you organize your speech in a better way? How do you create an introduction? And then what goes into preparation and practice and using your body language. So you give one speech among this, and that should conclude the better speaker series and your level 4. Now, now we come to actually demonstrating your expertise. And at level 5, the speeches do get a little bit complex because you need to actually show what you have learned so far. So you would have a project that you have to complete in the path. Then you have to do one of the electives among 5 or 6 electives that are there for the level. Then do a successful club series and one of the leadership excellence series. And then here if you see this, you have to definitely serve as a general evaluator twice. You have to serve as a Toastmaster of the day twice, and then evaluator for 2 of the speeches from fellow members. And this is where I would recommend, since you've gone to level 5, you should be evaluating level 4 speeches or level 5 speeches. In addition to that, there's one more additional role that you need to take: table topic speaker, topic master, R counter, timer, grammarian, a specialized role, or being a club mentor. Even the roles are more specialized in terms of what is required in order to complete level 5. Now, coming to the successful club series, if you remember, the successful club series that was there in level 3 and level 4 are completely different. Same thing with level 5. There are three that you can choose from, which is the moments of truth, evaluate to motivate, and mentoring. So you need to give a presentation from among these three. The Leadership Excellence series is something that is designed so that you can be a strong leader, both inside and outside of Toastmaster. So your presentation would be at the service and leadership, leader as a coach, developing a mission, motivating people, building a team, delegate to empower, resolving conflict, visionary leader, value and leadership, goal setting and planning, and giving and receiving feedback. So you have to give a speech from one of these. Now, that is about all the levels and what is inside each of the levels. The next step that you would need to do is, if you haven't done, is go to Basecamp, choose the path that you have, look at the checklist and see what is, see what is completed. And I would really recommend that you enter the speeches that you have completed, mark it complete, so that from a VP leadership standpoint, VP education standpoint, we know where each member stands. So that's one task that I'm giving you as a homework for you guys, is to go back to your Toastmasters page, fill up the speeches that you have completed, mark them as complete, complete the checklist so that you know what do you need to do next. That's all I had from a presentation standpoint. Any questions? See if a lot of questions. No, they're just cheering. Okay, if there's nothing, I would pass it back to Pragya. Sorry, German.
Thank you, Sayus, to take us through the pathway and explaining in such a detail. And it is definitely very helpful and insightful. And there are many takeaways. And the important one, I think, is to mark the checklist. That's point noted. And with that, all our speakers has delivered their speeches. Now we'll open the voting line to cast your vote. Please scan the code. Can someone flash it on the screen? Or you can cast it in bit.ly/BHTMVOT1.
Somil, you've got the votes?
Yes, I'm looking at the votes only. I've got only 7 votes. I need at least 11.
How many more we want?
At least 11, so 4 more.
Sorry, your voice was not very audible.
4 more I need.
4 more. Okay, let us know. How many more, Somil?
9. I need 1 more.
Those who have casted vote already, they can take a break. And after you cast your vote, you can go for a break and we will resume at 5:30.
Yes. Yeah, we have 12 votes.
Okay, we have got the votes, right?
We will meet at 5:30, right?
Yes.
I will just mute everyone then.
Okay. Let's all resume back at 5:30. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I think we can resume the meeting.
Hi,
I can
Somil.
see,
Yeah.
can I see more people on the camera, please? Okay, I can see most of the people are back. So welcome back, everyone. As I come to the end of today's segment, my segment, let us remember our 0 to 1 moment. That one achievement we started with a small step. Like every confident speaker who once stood in the stage for the first time. Today, each speaker, evaluator, role tracker has taken a step forward in their journey. So keep taking those small steps because the small steps lead to a big transformation. So thank you for being a part of the 0 to 1 journey with me. Before I hand it over to our table topic master, I'd like to introduce his 0 to 1 moment. It was when he moved to Bangalore for new job, stepping into a diversified new environment, embracing the South Indian culture, pushing him out of his comfort zone, and completely overcoming his social anxiety. And today he stands before us in Toastmaster. Please welcome table topic master Sangam Ramola. With that, I sign off for the day. Thank you and have a good evening. Over to you, Sangam.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, Sangam.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So, welcome, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. Welcome to my favorite part of the meeting, table topics. In business, the phrase 0 to 1 means creating something entirely new out of thin air. It's the magic of starting from a blank slate. So, table topic is the ultimate 0 to 1 exercise. You get a prompt, you have zero preparation, and you have to create a 1 to 2 minute masterpiece right on the spot. So, my goal for today is to give you a short, easy prompts. Don't overthink about them. Just take a leap and see where your mind takes you. So before we start, a quick reminder for the rules. You will have 1 to 2 minutes for the speed. At 1 minute, the timer will show the green card. At 1.5 minute, yellow background, and at 2 minutes, the red background. Quick reminder, make sure you have the timer's video pinned on your screen. So who would like to take the first leap from 0 to 1? Do I have a volunteer?
Yeah, let me try.
I think Badri has volunteered.
Okay, Badri. Excellent. So the first topic is for you is your very first day at a new job.
Yeah. You can start, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Coming to my very first day on my new job, right? It's been, I think it's before 2 years since I came to Bangalore. So I came at 2023. There I had started my internship, and everything felt so new for me, like new city and new environment. It's like have to reach more peoples to understand more things and have to experience this wonderful city. And for performing any of the operations, right? Even the language barrier was there for me, and slowly I got a good connection with my colleagues and stuffs. Have hanged out with them, and I've learned a lot of things with respect to corporate professionals. And I've reached out to them if I need any help. Slowly I understood Kannada a little by bit, and I got to know good things from them. So it'll be like after 1.5 months or 2 months, right? I got to know many things from each and every people out there. So this is how my journey started. This is about my first job when I went there. Thank you.
Excellent. Surviving day one is always a massive 0 to 1 achievement for all of us. So for the next topic, I would like to ask a guest. Anyone would like to volunteer? Suji or
Hi, Sunil. Yeah, I can go ahead.
Shri Kritika? Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
but I don't know how to start the timer.
Timer Pragya will start. So you will have, before starting the speech, you have 30 seconds to 1 minute to think about the topic, and then you can, 30 seconds. Am I correct? Start the topic.
Okay.
Yeah. So awesome. So your topic will be your most embarrassing MS Team or Zoom meeting moment.
Okay. Most embarrassing Zoom meeting. Is that correct?
Yeah, Zoom meeting, MS Team would. meeting in the
Okay.
office or anywhere.
Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. I'll start. Uh, First of all, good evening, dear Toastmasters and dear guest. So I will tell about my, not exactly mine, but one of the meeting, which turned out to be embarrassing. Uh, it was COVID time. My father, which who is not a techie person, so he asked me to set up a team meeting for his office work. It was the first time I was setting up a big meeting. So that time, what I did, as usual, you search on the Google and then you set up basic things. Say sending a what do you say URL or a Zoom code in order to connect. But at that time, uh, in a moment of rush, I couldn't notice that the meeting was supposed to be at the PM rather than AM, which I did unknowingly. But at the time passes, the meeting was supposed to be at 4 p.m. Uh, at the time, my father joined the meeting, but no one joined. We were waiting for more than half an hour, and at that time, we realized we started getting what do you say even because my father already informed some of his colleagues that meeting will be conducted at 5 p.m. 4 p.m. But none of them got notification. So later on, that's how it turns out to be. What do you say? Even being a techie, the meeting uh, schedule uh, didn't work out properly. So I think that is one of the embarrassing embarrassing thing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sujit. Uh, this kind of meeting happened to us all the time when we were working from home. Thank you for sharing your experience. So for the next meeting, I would like to ask a member. So any volunteers? You can raise the hand in the Zoom meeting. Deepak. Hi, Deepak.
Hi.
So great to see you after a long time. So the topic for you is a good habit you finally start doing.
A good habit after that?
You finally start doing.
A good habit you finally started.
Yes.
Is that the question?
Yes.
Oh. All right. I would say that would be joining the Toastmaster club meeting. I was going to HSR from April onwards and was not getting a slot at there for some reason or other. And thanks to Akshay and Arundhati, they had the courage to start in and I joined it here. It gives me a pleasure to interact with people, practice presentation, and grow together. So I'm very confident that on the in couple of months, I would be a better speaker. I have so far done level 1, and level 2 I'll start, and that way my growth will be there. And you learn based not only from your own practice, but you learn from others. And when they evaluate, that is also a learning we can have. So this is a good habit, and I'm putting around 4 hours per week and extra for my own preparation. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak. It's always amazing to see you come to the meetings and take up the roles and deliver speeches. It is always inspiring for me.
Yeah.
It's amazing how one small new habit can completely change your perspective and daily life. So let's start with the third topic. Any guests? Sri Kritika, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So the topic for you is your very first kitchen cooking disaster. Your very first kitchen cooking disaster.
Yeah. So when I was in my 3rd standard, and my sister was in 6th standard, so we had this new item come out in the market called Maggi. So we had not tried it out before, and my parents were very skeptical about it. So we said, okay, we'll read the instructions, and it said 2 minutes to cook. So we insisted that my dad buy it for us, and we said, we'll cook it. You don't mind. We'll cook it for you. So my dad bought it and he gave it to us to cook. And myself and my sister occupied the kitchen that day. And very smartly, she read the instructions and she told me what to do. I helped her with bringing the water, opening the packet, putting it into a bowl. But what happened was, when we started boiling the water, and the Maggi was still white in color, but on the packet we saw the Maggi was supposed to be yellow in color, right? So we very smartly added a bit of turmeric and finished it off and went and gave it to my parents. And it was still not yellow enough for us. And we added more and more turmeric till it turned the yellow color of the same Maggi packet. So, yeah. So, and then my dad tasted it and he was like, yeah, this is excellent. Love your cooking, guys. So, and then my mom came to us and told, that is not how you do it, and please taste it. And then we realized the Maggi doesn't need turmeric at all, and there was no masala. We didn't add the masala packet at all. We didn't know that. So yeah, that was my first cooking disaster.
Thank you, Kritika. Sri Kritika or Kritika it is?
Sri Kritika.
Sri Kritika. Thank you, Kritika. So perfect. So any volunteers for the next topic? Sneha. So excellent. For you, what the topic is the first speech you ever gave, be it in Toastmasters or anywhere else.
Good evening, everyone. So the first speech that I ever gave, this was way back when I was a kid, back in school. So we used to have in the newspaper, there were these columns, and readers could submit their feedback and all about the newspaper. So I think this was Times of India. Yeah, it was the Times of India. And one particular column entry read that all readers are requested to submit their feedback for the newspaper. So I submitted an feedback, um, you know all adult stuff, like this feedback should have less ads, this and all of that. And then they liked it, and then they called me to the forum. And when I went there, this was a meeting, and I was a little late for it. I had taken my mother and gone there, and the whole meeting room was full, all like adults and speaking, in this very journalist way, this, that, and few journalists from Times of India had also come. And then I was very late. I walked in, and I was even getting settled in. And that time they asked me, okay, this is a young reader. Let's ask her what is her opinions are. So I was very confident at that time, because I felt like, yeah, I can speak. But when I spoke, I said, yeah, the people should have less ads, but I like the content, this, that. And then I couldn't speak further than that. I didn't know what to say next. But that experience taught me that at least like speaking up, that's what matters. Because later on, when there was a buffet, like I happened to talk to one very senior journalist, and he told me that it's great that as a like really young person, you at least spoke up, and please keep going and all of that. So that was my very first foray, I would say, into public speaking. Not so great, but I'm really, really proud of myself for having spoken at least that much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha. It takes a lot of courage to go up on the stage when someone asks you about your opinion. Thank you. So I need another volunteer who will be Rinshu.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Rinshu. So you took the role of table topic masters, and now I'm taking the role, and you are the speaker.
Yeah.
Perfect. So for you, my topic will be if you could master one skill instantly, what that skill could be.
Uh, Good evening, everybody. If I could master one skill, the skill I think that would be how to sell something. If that skill I could master it very effectively, I think so. I will become the next Ambani of India, maybe, because I can sell anything from a pen to the most important thing in Bangalore or the India right now, that is the LPG cylinders with the bidding. What I can think of would be the best to get really into that with lot of money. Also, if I go to more generic of the sales, I mean, how to sell something, it would be the communication skill. Because with that, I think so, most of the problems would be solved of our life. In short, I'm reading one book that is the story of a CEO these days, and it said like communication could be one thing that could break or make the things for you. And for in the real life, with communication skill, we can do a lot of wonders. And I feel I we need to learn how to persuade, how to influence people with our communication skill to get the results what we want. And the communication skill is the one skill that I would love to and get into better into it with the coming days. So that skill would be communication for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Rinshu. I'm sure most of us also want to be an Ambani at some point of our life and be an excellent public speaker like Akshay. So, all right, one more topic for the day. Any other volunteers? Pooja. Hi, Pooja.
Hello.
Yes. So for you, my topic will be how you spent the very first salary you had received.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guest. The very first salary that I received was about 35,000 after deduction. I was overwhelmed. At this point, when I think, I feel not so great, but that moment when the inflation was not at that height, 35,000 was a good amount. And at 35, I could pay my rent, I could pay my bills, everything. And yet, I would have a good substantial amount of savings. With that, neither did I do savings for myself, nor did I did any investments. All that I remember doing is spending on parties, shopping, expensive bags, perfumes, and all of those. So the moment I now remember, I feel going back at that point, I wish I could inculcate a few things that is maybe saved, that would have given me a financial stability. After listening to Abhik, I feel yes, I should have taken insurances and I should have I should have saved money so that it could compound in coming years. So yes, I cannot rectify that at this point of time. But yes, now I have learned what I should not do right now, and what I should have done is past. So that way, I feel um, I'm doing good in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. Nothing quite beats the feeling of the very first paycheck we receive. So with that, I would say what a fantastic round of speeches. You all proved that the leap from 0 to 1 is where the best stories in life actually happens. So I would now like to ask the general evaluator for the day.
Thank you very much, Topic Master, Toastmasters Sangam. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. We will now start the evaluation segment of today's meeting. And to get us started, I would first like to call the evaluator for our first speaker, Toastmaster Manjarika, to present her evaluation.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, we got to listen to the life lessons that Pranav learned while playing Holi. Firstly, Pranav, you have clearly achieved the speech objective for today, which is to experiment with vocal variety and body language. Coming to the highlights, Pranav, I was absolutely amazed by how you managed to show so many instances of body language, especially in a virtual meeting, which I thought would hamper the scope of body language, but you absolutely nailed it. One moment that I really loved in regards to your body language was the time when your friend said, Pranav, today we are going to play Holi with mud and gobar. And suddenly my hands were tied and I was falling in a mud pit. I loved the body language you showed at that point. And I also loved the multiple glimpses of vocal variety that you used throughout your speech. For example, when you beg to your dad, Papa, Papa, I am a grown kid now and I need a larger pichkari. I also loved your usage of props. you brought a spray pichkari. Initially, I didn't immediately understand the meaning of pichkari, probably because we don't play much Holi from the place where I come from. So showing that prop helped me understand immediately what it meant. And you also compared a spray pichkari and a pump pichkari. So showing the spray pichkari helped me differentiate. The differentiation was important for the context of your speech as well. So kudos for that. Coming to the areas of improvement, I felt while your speech was around how your initial idea of fun was to catch people by surprise and shock, but then you later realized that the actual fun was in laughing with people. And then you concluded. So I felt it would have been great to know how your experience playing Holi was after your realization. Maybe suddenly girls started liking to play Holi with you, or maybe you started making new friends. So I would have loved to know what happened with your experience of Holi after your realization. And my second suggestion for you will be, while you're already great at using vocal variety and body language in your speech, I would suggest you to start experimenting with combining both body language and vocal variety, such as if your friend is bulky, you could have added a body language like, hey, Pranav, today we are going to play with mud and gobar, something like that. So overall, to summarize, great body language, great vocal variety, and amazing use of props. And if you could add a better conclusion and experiment with combining both body language and vocal variety, you can definitely take your speech to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manjarika, for that very articulate evaluation. Loved your evaluation, Toastmaster Manjarika. Manjarika, what I really liked about your evaluation is that, firstly, to begin with, even before you came in as an evaluator in the first half of the meeting, you really set the objective very well, and you also highlighted the timing guidelines for this speech, which I thought was very well done. Loved the fact that you had a clear bifurcation of whether Pranav met the objectives, the highlights. The highlights had an example to follow on as to why you liked those and why they are your highlights. And you also mentioned very relevant areas of improvement for Toastmaster Pranav, alongside quoting how he could achieve them, including showing the combination of voice modulation and body language. And then, of course, you summarized your evaluation. So all in all, Manjarika, very happy to see how far you've come as an evaluator. Great job done. My one simple point of feedback for your evaluation would be, you have a tendency to say, and also I like this, and also I like that, and also if you could improve. Instead, what you can try doing next time would be, Toastmaster Pranav, here are my highlights from your speech. First thing, your body language. Second thing, your voice modulation. And when you do that, you can say, for example, when you use this. So that for the speaker, it's amply clear that these are the three highlights, each followed with an example, because you have excellent observations, Manjarika. Great job done. And moving on to our speaker, Toastmaster Pranav. Toastmaster Pranav, I completely echo your evaluator. It is difficult to bring about so many elements of body language on a virtual platform, but I thought you achieved it very well. Totally agree with all the points said by Manjarika, including the conclusion, which I thought could have been more firmer and stronger. My one additional point of suggestion is that, Toastmaster Pranav, while you have good vocal variety when it comes to certain scenarios where you're speaking to someone, your general tone seems to follow a certain pattern. For example, you say like, then, after that, I realized. So there's a consistent pausing when you're doing normal sentences. It would also be nice if you could bring in vocal variety in those so that it flows more smoothly and it's very clear when you're demonstrating emotions. And when it comes to the first question, when you open a speech, try to keep it a little shorter than a very long question, because then the audience kind of loses what your question is. Amazing speech, Toastmaster Pranav. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pranav and Toastmaster Manjarika. We now move on to our second evaluator, which is Toastmaster Pooja, to evaluate Toastmaster Abhik's speech.
In Toastmaster, every speaker starts at 0 and every speech takes them to 1. Good evening, Toastmasters, once again, and a special good evening to my target speaker. You had my attention. From the moment you said, school teaches us algebra, trigonometry, chemistry, except one thing that affects our life, that is money. So true. Coming to the highlights of your speech, you had an engaging and relatable opening. Like, what is the biggest financial mistake that people makes? I was curious to know, and I was sure many of us as well. Second, your speech had a clear and logical structure. Like when you say, pay yourself first. You used tools like rent, paying off bills, subscriptions. Sometimes we don't even forget to cancel. It's absolutely practical, and everyone here can relate to all of those details that you spoke about. Third thing, use of numbers and examples. Like 50,000 rupees invested at 10% for 20 years gives you about 31 lakhs. And surprisingly, 30 years, it gives you 90 lakhs. And that is the power of compounding. Big numbers. Coming to the constructive feedback, my first suggestion is some powerful lines definitely deserve small pauses to let the audience absorb. Like money has a magical property called compounding. Just before compounding, if a pause was there, it would have been better. Second, a little more of a vocal variation could strengthen your key message. Like the most successful investing strategy is incredibly boring. That word boring could have a variation in tone and expressions. Another small suggestion is if you had slides in the background, instead of Excel, it would have given a professional look with numbers. To conclude it, your speech had practical and valuable financial lesson in clear and relatable way. And structure of your speech had life lessons and real examples. You may include strategic pauses and strong vocal emphasis for the audience to absorb. With that, thank you for sharing financial knowledge about investment. I look forward to more of your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pooja, for that evaluation. I liked how you had clear highlights for the speaker as well as very clear areas of improvement, and you also summarized your evaluation, all in relevance to this speech. My only point of suggestion for you, Toastmaster Pooja, would be that whenever you provide a feedback that relates to things like pauses or vocal variety, it might be a good idea to first showcase how the speaker said it and then showcase how you want the speaker to say it, because it becomes very easy for the speaker to then follow what they actually missed out on doing. That's something you can keep in mind. Coming to Toastmaster Abik. Toastmaster Abik, what a relevant and a very close to heart topic for me. Great job done. I firstly would like to appreciate the fact that you brought such a relevant topic. I think it's a nice way to showcase that our Toastmaster speeches can also be informative and educative in nature. So great job done there. I echo the points told by your evaluator. Loved the speech, loved your take, loved how simple and practical things were. That's, I think, what stood out for me, Toastmaster Abik. Everything you mentioned could be done by everyone on the call from today onwards. So well done there. A few suggestions for you if you were to do a speech or a presentation like this in future. The first thing, Toastmaster Abik, would be that whenever you use terminologies that everybody may or may not know, always nice to draw a parallel analogy that is easily followed. For example, compounding is a very financial term, although a lot of people might know, but an easy way to explain compounding would be to say something like, compounding is like word of mouth. You tell one person, that one person tells two more people, the two more people tell four more people, and that's how money also grows through compounding, right? Or for example, when you said pay yourself first, you could say something like, for all services that you receive, you pay something to everybody. How about from now onwards, you decide a salary for yourself? It immediately makes it relatable when you bring in a very normal or a very layman language to such type of presentations. Then there's a connecting factor that we will never forget. And my second thing, Toastmaster Abhik, is whenever we do a presentation that involves tips, suggestions, pointers, always nice to summarize at the end to put everything together in again a very relatable language, so that people can always remember the 3 pointers that Abhik said. Otherwise, loved your speech, Toastmaster Abhik. Great job done. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pooja and Toastmaster Abhik. We will now move on to the tag as role players, and I would like to start with our special role player, Toastmaster Ilango, as the listener. Over to you, Toastmaster Ilango.
Thank you, Gentle Evaluator. Hope I'm audible now.
Yes.
It's time to test your listening skill, how closely you are listening entire the meetings. When I'm asking the question, just before answering, just say your name and start answering it, because right now here we are not able to get the name. It's not visible suddenly. That's the reason. Let's get into that questions. Are you ready? The first question, it's more, our next Ambani of the India is reading one of the book. What type of book that one? That is the question. Can anyone just unmute yourself? I can see only one hand raised. Unmute yourself, except that person. Yeah, you can answer it. Maybe Somil.
How to be a CEO.
Sorry?
How to be a CEO.
Exactly. Somil have 1 point.
There
I'll
is my
just.
chocolate.
That's right. You know Ambani. Who's the Ambani, right? Next Ambani. Okay. Let's move into the next question. Our Sayuj took on our pathway session. In that, what is the latest, what is it? Recent pathways added. What is the level that one? What it is? Our Sayuj, hope you understood the question now, or shall I repeat it? Okay, I will repeat to get the benefit of everyone. The question is, our pathways recently, one of the pathways recently added. What is that pathway? What is that level? Anyone can answer it? You can unmute, say your name and answer it. Pin drop silent. No one? Okay. Shall I reveal the answer? Okay. Recently, L3 successful club series is added. This L3, level 3. Okay. And moving to next question. Our speaker mentioned Midnight Blue. Who's that speaker? Our speaker mentioned. Okay. Can you raise your hands who knows the answer? Okay. I can see only one hand. Two hands. Okay. Yeah. Pooja, can you go ahead?
Pranav, while he was playing Holi.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Pooja. But I don't have that clamps here. Okay, next, moving to next question. One of the speakers mentioned he's saying, when evaluator, when the my speech also evaluating, that is also very good to learn it. Do you know who's the speaker mentioned? Still, I can see Pooja's hand. Is it?
No, no.
No.
Can you repeat the question again?
The speaker said, when they evaluating my speech, that is also good to learn. I can see only one hand. That is Arundhati. Yes, Arundhati.
Deepak mentioned that in his table topic.
Exactly. I can see the Arundhati is having what is that? Lot of answers. She is the only is closely listening all the speakers. Kudos to Arundhati. And let's move to next question. Okay, it's a basic question. How many pathways we have? How many pathways we have? I can see 4, 5. I'm expecting to everyone hands to be raised. Okay, in this, Deepak sir. You mean?
There are 6 pathways now. 6
Exactly.
pathways are there now.
Thank you for that answer. And let's move into the next question. Someone said, I have spent most of the money with the, what is that? Costliest handbag instead of I would have to spend in insurance. Who said? Can you raise your hands? Yeah, Akash. You may answer the question.
Abhik.
Sorry?
Abhik.
That's wrong. Any other person can guess?
Pooja.
Yeah. The name? Who's the answer?
Pranav.
Pranav. Yeah. Let's move into the next question.
Ilango, we got to close. Pragya, I don't see the timer cards, but it is 1 to 2 minutes, at max 2 to 3 minutes. So Ilango, I guess this could be the last question.
Yeah, sure. This could be the last question. Thank you for that reminding the timings. Yeah, just I can see the Pragya in that screen. One speaker mentioned, I was scheduled the meeting behalf of my father. By mistakenly, I scheduled dash timing instead of dash. Who's the person? What is the timing? Yeah, Sayuj?
It was Sujit, and instead of 4 p.m., he scheduled it for 4 a.m.
Exactly. Thank you, Sayuj. So I can thank you so much for active participating, all of you. Kudos to all of you. Thank you very much. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ilango. I thought that was fun and very creative. So thank you very much. As a challenge, what I would say, Toastmaster Ilango, next time you take listener role, because you're doing so well, you probably want to grade your levels. Okay, I start with level 1 easy, level 2 mediocre, level 3 hard, right? And then let's see who's answering. Okay, we
Sure.
move on. Thank you, Ilango. We move on to our next role player, our grammarian for this evening, Toastmaster Badri Narayan.
Yeah, thanks, Arundhati. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. I'm with my grammarian report for the day. So we'll go with the good usage of English vocabularies and stuff. Our Toastmaster of the day, Jurmin, she have used a vocabulary called aquaphobia. So that defines the fear of water. And the speaker one, Pranav, he is flawless, and he used some good usage of words like vibrant, humiliate, and one sentence that stood me out, right? He said, some stains will wash off the clothes, but also the friendship. So it's a very powerful metaphor that I've listened. It illustrated how certain accents can leave lasting performance with respect to material things and with respect to a relationship. in point of view. So it's great that how we aligned these two things together. And speaker 2, Abik, is flawless, and he gave a phrase called money has this magic of compounding. So it says how small investments can grow over time. So that was a good one that I have listened from Abik. And yeah, mostly that is from my side. And yeah, the main thing, the word of the day usage. So we had multiple times we had listened the word of the day usage. The speakers are with TMOD, German, Pranav used it once, and our speaker 3, Sayuj, used it once. Yeah. That's it. And I hope today's meeting was itself a catalyst in the meeting where we explored our power of 0 to 1. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Badri, for highlighting the good usage of English as well as the word of the day count. A few minor suggestions for you. The role of the grammarian is to highlight both good as well as inappropriate usage of grammar. So you might want to keep a focus on that. There was quite a few areas where we could have suggested improvements in today's meeting. So make a note of that. And also it would be a nice idea to present the word of the day total count and then call out the speakers who have used it the next time you take up the grammarian role. Thank you, Toastmaster Badri. We now move on to the R counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Akash.
Thanks, Arundhati. And here is the report. Sergeant at Arms Somil used hers and hums few times. Toastmaster of the day, Jurmin, used her and so few times. Timer Pragya used her few times and one repetition. Evaluator 1, Manjarika, has used and her few times and two repetition. Speaker 3, Sayuj, used so few times. And coming to table topic master, Sangam used so and her few times. Table topic speaker 1, Badri, used her and few times. Speaker 2, guest Sujit, used her so few times and one repetition. Speaker 3, Deepak, used her and so few times. Speaker 4, Shri Kritika, used yeah, so, her, but yeah, few times. Speaker 5, Sneha, used yeah, you know, few times. Speaker 6, Vinshu, used her and so few times. And Speaker 7, Pooja, used so few times and one repetition. Coming to people who need some improvements, Toastmaster Speaker 1, Pranav, used so twice and one repetition. Speaker 2, Abik, used so twice and two repetition. Listener, Elango, used few repetition and so twice. Coming to grammarian, Badri, used and yeah, so once and one repetition. And Toastmaster Mani and Arundhati were flawless. And before I end, I have, as we move forward in our speaking journey, let's remember that great communication is not about speaking more words. It's about speaking the right words without CRPF distractions. When we replace with confident pauses and clear ideas, that's how we move from 0 to 1. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Akash, for covering everyone in the meeting and calling out what were some of the crutch words or the fillers or repetitive words. My suggestion for you, Toastmaster Akash, is for most of the people you said few times. It might be nice to quantify it, even if not in exact numbers, something like more than 5, less than 5, just so that it gives them an indication of the number of times it's used and helps to improve. And for anybody who takes up our counter in future meeting, one suggestion from my end is we can start looking beyond the words that are mentioned in the script and try and identify if there are any other words that speakers use, which may not be a you know but so, but could be things like a than or then, etc. Right? Okay, moving on to our last tag role player, which is our timer Toastmaster Pragya.
Good evening once again, all the fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I'm presenting my report as timer for the day. For the prepared speech section, first speaker, Toastmaster Pranav Kumar, has taken 6 minutes 36 seconds. And second speaker, Abhik, has taken 7 minutes 20 seconds. So both of these prepared speech section qualifies the timing. The third speaker was Sayuj, who has taken 18 minutes and 38 seconds. So he disqualifies according to the time limits. And in the evaluation section, Toastmaster Manjarika has taken 3 minutes 17 seconds. And Toastmaster Pooja has taken 3 minutes 16 seconds. So they both are also under the time limit. Now coming to the table topic rounds, the first speaker, Badri, has taken 1 minute 17 seconds. Second, Sujit has taken 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Deepak has taken 1 minute 38 seconds. Kritika has taken 1 minute 59 seconds. Sneha has taken 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Twinshu has taken 1 minute 39 seconds. And Pooja has taken 1 minute 50 seconds. So all the table topic speakers are also under the time limit. So nobody disqualifies from the table topic round. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pragya. This is the first time you're playing the timer role, and I love how observant you are. You've got everybody's timing covered. Very, very well done. Small suggestion, next time you do timer, Pragya, you can expand it to all the role players as well. There's a set guideline for everybody, so you can expand it to that as well. Very well done, Toastmaster Pragya. All right, moving on to the overall evaluation of today's meeting, starting off with our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Somil. Toastmaster Somil, great job done on explaining what is Toastmasters International, what is Bright Hearts Toastmasters, the rules to be followed, very nicely aligned to a virtual forum. I did not arrange for refreshments. We'll do that at my home next time. But thank you, Toastmaster Somil. And of course, you gave a very nice introduction to Toastmaster Money, highlighting his accomplishments and achievements. Great job done. What you could look to do, even if it's a virtual forum next time, Toastmaster Somil, is to do a quick energizer or a quick activity that gets everyone's attention and then brings everyone into the meeting, all the more because it's a virtual platform and you could have a slightly higher level of energy considering it's a Sunday afternoon when we are starting the meeting. But loved it. Thank you, Toastmaster Somil. Moving on to our presiding officer in Toastmaster Money. Toastmaster Money, you are always very pleasant. You come up with a really nice smile. You spoke about the several achievements of Bright Hearts. Love that. You opened the meeting, asked the guests to introduce themselves, and also spoke about your take on the theme before introducing the Toastmaster of the day, which I thought was all very nicely done. Small suggestions for you, Toastmaster Money. When it comes to the accomplishments of the club, something like a President's Distinguished Club or a Smedley Distinguished Club, these are big achievements. So when you're talking about them, if you can draft it a little bit so that you give a right pause when you say, we became President's Distinguished last term. So everybody's energized than it's sounding as a matter of fact, right? So that could come out. Also, it would be nice in today's meeting to have acknowledged that although we are online only today, we generally meet in person because we have guests in the meeting who would have benefited from knowing the fact that we are an in-person club. Lastly, for the Toastmaster of the Day intro, try to see if you can provide some accomplishment from their Toastmasters journey. Like Toastmaster Jurmin was the contest master at the area contest just last week. So that might be a nice way to invite them onto the stage. But like always, Money, you're a delight to hear. Thank you very much for today. Moving on to our Toastmaster of the day in Toastmaster Jurmin. Toastmaster Jurmin, you look amazing, so confident, loved the theme you chose, 0 to 1. Very nice choice of theme. I really like the fact that you started with a personal story. You brought about what 0 to 1 means to you. You then explained the segments, which was nicely done. You had a quiz to keep the theme alive throughout, which was also nice. And you had a personalized introduction for every speaker or evaluator with their 0 to 1 story. So all of those which a Toastmaster of the day should do, very nicely done, Toastmaster Jurmin. Now, Toastmaster Jurmin, I did tend to notice that you have a script and you were reading out of it, even though it's a virtual meeting. I would strongly encourage that as a host, you try to have more eye contact with people and keep a script that is more pointer based so that it is not looking like you're reading, rather you're interacting with us. That would be nice. And for the next time that you take up a Toastmaster of the day, as much as I appreciated that personal story, I felt it was a tad bit long, so you can look at shortening it a little so that you can talk more to the audience and do some audience interactions. That would also be a nice thing to do. Really liked everything you did. If it ever is a virtual meeting again, Toastmaster Jurmin, a little bit awareness of the virtual setup would be helpful. For example, in your quiz, a lot of people raised their hands, but I think because of the way it was spotlighted, you couldn't get that through. So maybe just keep that in mind. But great theme, Jurmin. I really enjoyed your session. Very well done. Very proud of how far you have come in terms of being a host. Very happy for you. I did cover everybody else in terms of speakers. So I go to Sayuj straight. Sayuj, never easy to do such a long presentation on a topic like pathways. So firstly, thank you. I thought it was a very nice knowledge sharing session. A lot of people learned about the levels, the different pathways. So the great choice of topic. Well done on covering it. You had slides to back your session, which I thought was a very smart move in a virtual forum. And of course, you being the VP Education really complements the XCOM role that you're doing. So great job done. A few points of suggestion from my end, Toastmaster Sayuj. First thing is, whenever you do a presentation that has an element of consistency, for example, in this case, level 1, it has a certain number of speeches and roles. Level 2 has speeches, projects, roles. It would be great if the slide format can be kept the same rather than the format changing with every slide. It's easy for people to follow, saying, oh, okay, this is where this changed and this is where the increase it, but all your slides look different. So that makes it slightly challenging. The second thing is, whoever does these successful club series, because I'm going to guess we'll do many more of these in the coming days, always tell in the beginning, what's the agenda? What are you going to cover? And what is your audience looking to take back from the session? So today I'm going to talk about the pathways level. By the end of it, you would know what projects are there in each of the level. Now there's an expectation that is set. Lastly, Sayuj, this is more for your role as the VP Ed. If anybody is again doing pathways, it might be a smart idea to be aware of the audience that is listening. Like here, a little more focus on level 1 and 2 and maybe 3 at most, with more focus on how to navigate the website or something like that would be more beneficial than talking about everything all the way up to level 5, because firstly, you exceeded time, but secondly, it loses attention span because some people are like, okay, I'll see about level 5 when I go there. So try to think of the audience base that is listening to you. But thank you, Sayuj, for doing that session. You also chimed in last minute. I really appreciate it. Never easy. Thank you very much, Sayuj. Moving on to our topic master very quickly, Toastmaster Sangam. Toastmaster Sangam, it's a delight to have you back. Great job done on being the topic master. Particularly enjoyed how you connected table topics to the theme, which was very apt and very relevant. Repeated the timing guideline. I thought your topics were easy. You did a bridging statement and you had a great balance of members and guests both in your segment. Sangam, you've really grown as a person hosting a segment. Very proud of you. A few suggestions from my end. Please raise your hand to volunteer. Could be something that could have been said at the very onset so that people know how to progress. And also setting expectations like people who haven't got a chance to speak in today's meeting, would encourage you to really take this opportunity. Could also set that expectation that such people are more welcome. Lastly, when it comes to topics, Sangam, I would suggest next time you try and make them a little more holistic. For example, tell us a little bit about your first day at your job and how you changed it to a hero moment. Or tell us about your first salary and what did you do about it, than it being your first salary and what did you do. That sounds a little abrupt, so try to make it a little more holistic, right? In 1 minute, Money, if I may, I'll cover all the table topic speakers, starting with Badri. Badri, I thought that was a great explanation of how your first day went. You can now start, Badri, to slowly expand your table topic takes, because I thought you had a lot of time. You finished at the 1 minute mark. So try to see how you can bring in anecdotes, maybe try different methods, like go with your suggestion and example and incident and expand it. Sujit, thank you very much for joining us as a guest. I loved your presence of mind and the take that you had. Please do keep coming and look forward to seeing you as a member. Toastmaster Deepak, I loved how you chimed in with bright hearts as a take on that topic. I am hoping that it's a habit you're proud of. Toastmaster Deepak, you can slowly start bringing structure into your table topic speech of having an opening body and a conclusion. Shri Kritika, your humor was spot on. Please continue doing that. You tend to use the word and then as your transition statement. Maybe you want to tweak that. Sneha, loved your message, loved your take. All in all, very nicely done. My point of feedback for you would be you can slowly start reducing the context setting a little bit and focus on the main delivery a little more. Twinshu, very nice on humor. Maybe next time try sticking to a single take than multiple takes, like could have been communication in this case. And finally, Pooja, very nice take. I'm not sure you would have been a great saver by saving your first salary, but well done on that take, Pooja. You can start working on having a little more strong conclusion. That has been all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for managing all the logistics and everything around it to make today's meeting happen. Money and your entire XCOM, congratulations on finally making this meeting work, even though I know we've had logistical challenges. So kudos to all of y'all on that. I thoroughly enjoyed the 0 to 1 meeting. And on that note, we will now move on to voting. So everybody, please log in to bit.ly BHTM vote 2. And we are looking at selecting the best evaluator, best tag role player, best topic speaker, as well as best role player. The link is in the chat, and Somil, you'll give us a heads up once you've got enough votes. Also, this is an opportunity to provide feedback for the meeting, so would strongly encourage everyone to share your feedback on the meeting. Have we got enough responses, Somil?
I just need one more.
Okay. All right. While Somil gathers that final response and consolidates the result, I would like to pass on the virtual stage to our presiding officer and club president, Toastmaster Mani.
Thank you so much to our general evaluator who shared a very precise and valuable feedback to each and every role taker present in this meeting. It is really not easy to be so attentive during this virtual stage as well, but our general evaluator observations made us to come back what went well and how we can improve next. Let's hear a round of applause to our general evaluator of the day. Thank you so much. Yes, so moving on to our next segment, as our essay is continuing to make sure the results come out at the end in some time. So before that, I have certain things to announce to all of our members. First and foremost, I would like to share that our renewal season is out, and already 18 bright hearts decided to upskill themselves and make sure this 2026 is going to be one more milestone improvement in their public speaking and leadership. And moving on to and let's hear it for all our 18 registrants on this stage. Yes. I hope they all will be, some are already there in this meeting, and some definitely watch this recording and see this acknowledgement. Moving on to our next one, to all the members who are about to renew, I'm sure the link you got all the details right in, whether the registration link or the registration form. In case if you are facing any difficulties, please feel free to reach out to our membership team or to me in case if you need any help. Moving on to our next announcement, that we have all seen how our Area I03 contest, where our club champion Akshay made and cracked all the 4 contests. And it provided a gateway to represent our Bright Hearts in our Division I conference, which is going to happen on April 18th. As how we represented today with all the virtual backgrounds with the white screen, that day we are going to be there on April 18th venue with all our Bright Hearts jersey to show and provide that support to our club and our Division I, and most importantly to cheer our club champion, area champion, our very own Toastmaster Akshay. Can I see an acknowledgement? Are we all ready? And mark our agendas for April 18th. Yes, perfect. In case if you need any help for the venue, address, and we are all ears to hear your excitement. If you wish to be a role taker for the division conference, please let me know. We will be helping out with all the arrangements possible. And next and most important thing, on this particular platform, I am sure many of you aware or may not be aware what goes behind the screen, how our officers ensure to be there, that meeting gets conducted, how is it? So that for the benefit of guests, we call it an executive committee who will be taking care and running, ensuring all the club activities are done. Today, it's my privilege to welcome on virtual stage all the XCOM members who are present. I will try to spotlight them to recognize our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Sayuj, and we have a representative from our Associate Vice President Membership Office, that is Toastmaster Pooja. And we have our Vice President Public Relations, PR, Toastmaster Twinshu. I hope you are all able to see them. After that, we have our Secretary Office representation, that is Toastmaster Sangam, who is in this particular meeting. And we have our SA Toastmaster Somil. I'm sure he's already busy to tally the scores, but I would love to add him over this particular stage. So let's hear a big cheer, a round of applause to all the officers representatives who is ensuring that all the club activities going in right way. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. So let me come back to my actual screen. Can someone confirm if all or okay? Yes. So now I am awaiting for our results to share the results with all of you. Are you all excited for the results of today's meeting winners? I see likes, hands up, thumbs up. Yes. So here now we will be announcing the meeting results, and I have all the results along with me from our SAA. So moving on to our winners segment, where the best table topic speaker is Toastmasters Neha Masalkar. May I request our SAA to please pin them if possible?
I have done that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Moving on to our best auxiliary role taker. It is Toastmaster Akash. Moving on to our best evaluator of the day. It is Toastmaster Manjarika. Moving on to our best role taker of the day. It is distinguished Toastmaster Arundhati Basu, the general evaluator of the day. Moving on to our best speaker of the day. It is Toastmaster Pranav Kumar. Yes. So I hope everyone is able to see the screen with all the winners. Yes. May I request our essay of the day to take a picture of all the winners? And to all the winners, it is my responsibility to get you certificate when we are meeting offline. And even our essay of the day shared all the soft copies, and I will be sharing these in our role takers group.
Just smile, please. Akash, you're not smiling. Done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Somil, for that. And congratulations to all the winners who ensured that coming on stage each and every week and giving your best, right from the table topic speakers, Neha, and the AHA counter of the day, Toastmaster Akash, and the meticulous evaluation and very on point feedback, Toastmaster Manjarika, and the best speaker of the day with a pitchkari. So I didn't expected such round level of presentation on a virtual stage, and I'm so fortunate to be in this meeting and observe your speech of holy moments. Thank you for sharing, Toastmaster Pranav, and thank you once again to our general evaluator of the day for sharing a meticulous evaluation and for improvements. Definitely, I made a note for myself, and I will be keeping a note on that. Thank you so much. So with that being said, now may I request essay to unpin. Yes, as our essay is already ensuring to unpin the things. Now I would like to invite our club champion and our co-founder of Bright Hearts, Toastmaster Akshay, on this virtual stage. Over to you, Akshay.
Thank you so much, Mani. What a lovely meeting. Once again, congratulations to all of the role takers, winners. It's just so refreshing to be in a online meeting after so long. It was in 2021 when I met this man for the first time. It was a rainy day. He had come to HSR Toastmasters as a guest. I saw him from the back of the room, and the way he performed that day was so great. He took up a table topic. He won Best Table Topic Speaker role. And I remember us in the XCOM thinking, man, we really hope this member or this guest becomes a member of our club. And this was HSR Toastmasters in 2021. I remember coming downstairs, it was raining heavily, and there he was. He was just standing there in the rain. We locked eyes from a distance and slowly walked towards each other. I don't know what it was about the moment, but at that moment, we just held each other's hands. It was the same guest who won the Best Table Topic Speaker role, and I looked at him and I asked, do you want to be a member of HSR Toastmasters? And he looked back at me and said, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. And I remember catching him and spinning him around. This is the story of how I met Mani for the first time, because I don't actually remember the real story. So Mani, this is the story I'm going to tell everyone going forward. But the reason why I wanted to talk about my introduction to Mani is because never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that 6.5 years later, this man would be organizing, setting up, and executing one of the best area conferences I have ever been to. So well done, such exciting contests, a huge crowd that came that really inspired me. And I've, of course, been part of so many area conferences, but to see one conducted by one of our very own, that to our own Bright Hearts president, is nothing short of heartwarming. I am so short of words, but I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate our Area I3 director, Mani Kumar, for successfully completing his area conference yesterday at Autodesk India. You are a source of joy for all of us, Mani, and I am so glad that we met that one time in the rain. And here's to all of your new heights that you summit in the months to come. And just know that every day you make us proud. And for those of you who didn't attend the conference, I highly encourage you, even if you missed it, that's fine. Just reach out to Mani, ask him, how did he like it? What was his experience? What were his learnings? And who knows, maybe his stories might inspire you. Congratulations, Mani, and I'll give it back to you.
Thank you so much. Actually, I was not expecting this. I know you're going to make something special announcement, but I was not expecting this. But thank you so much for all the good words you have shared. And definitely it is not possible without the guidance what I received and the growth I received from this Bright Hearts Toastmasters under the guidance of you, Akshay, as well as DTM Toastmaster Arundhati Basu, and each and every Bright Heart over here. And definitely all the mentorship and the members experience I received from HSR Toastmasters and District 121. It was without their support, maybe I will not be here on stage, wherever I am right now. Thank you so much for adding all of that. Now, as we come to the end of this particular meeting, our meeting number 73, where we are going to officially close this meeting. I declare meeting 73 closed.
Everyone, please stay back for a photo.
Yes, so now may I request our SA to take a group picture of everyone. May I request everyone to come on stage. Maybe we can stop recording right now.